Do I think this is Donald Trump's fault? No, probably not. Why is it happening so much more now? I don't know. Did we cut FAA? Hopefully the measles aren't spreading in Arizona. They're going to. I mean, look, I think we talked about it yesterday. I never remember what I talk about with you guys versus just other people, but like we're so cooked when it comes to deadly diseases. Like that could, and fortunately for the demographics, but unfortunately for me and my friends who I love very much, it's most likely going to affect red areas. If we get, sounds like a pretty nasty flu going around here. We've got a huge increase in hospitalizations here in the East Valley in Arizona. But if we get a nasty one again, Republicans, they're not gonna trust their doctors. They're just gonna get ivermectin, colloidal silver, and call it a day. Fuck Texas and fuck everyone who doesn't know how vaccines work. We're so cooked. A child died from measles in Texas today. Whew. How old? I didn't know that. I'm sure it's on Twitter. By the way, Twitter's doing some fucked up shit this morning. Everybody that I follow and engage with that's on the left, nowhere near my For You page. Because yesterday was a bad day. We're gonna cover that. It was not a good day for Republicans. Measles death, Texas. This way you guys can see what I'm doing. It's reporting the first death from measles in the ongoing outbreak in the South Plains and Panhandle regions. South Plains. What's South Plains? What cities is that? Is this the Panhandle up here? Is this the Panhandle? What's the Panhandle? South Plains would be what, San Antonio? This is the Panhandle? Okay. Or are you saying like this is the South Plains, like Midland, Odessa, Lubbock? Okay. Well, yeah. Want to guess? I'm going to guess you have massive unvaxxed populations compared to other places. The school-aged child who was not vaccinated was hospitalized last week and tested positive for measles. 124 cases have been confirmed. Most of the cases are in children. 18 people hospitalized. Makes me nervous to send my daughter to school with a bunch of these right-wingers. All right. Great. Here, I'll show you some good news instead. At least Trump's on the scene here. This was airing on Fox News. I don't think yesterday, I think the day before, but I missed it on the show.
Go ahead and roll it. So this near miss that's happened at Midway Airport. Stunning video showing the Southwest Airlines flight dodging a small plane as it crossed the runway.
Watch this.
Just as the larger aircraft
you see it right here?
Was coming in for a landing. Let's watch this here.
Right back up.
Goes around. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Talk about an incursion into the runway.
Jesus.
Somebody, and I would imagine it's the small plane, is going to get an earful.
I don't even know what to make of this. I'll just mute it. We don't need to hear it. But I don't even really know what to make of these types of videos. Like, do I think this is Donald Trump's fault? No, probably not. Why is it happening so much more now? I don't know. Did we cut FAA? There is like this thing in the media, and we have to be careful about this. I think a good example is like COVID. When you see videos of an athlete like collapsing or something like that, and they show that video and they show it over and over, and it makes you believe that something is a bigger issue than it is. Like maybe this happened a lot before. Maybe we had close calls like this all the time and we didn't hear about them. But what I do know is that they're not able to fix it. Whatever's going on hasn't been fixed. And Elon's basically now just saying like he's going to take over the FAA. That's his plan. He'll make it safe. He'll make it safe. Once the airplane crashes, he'll have some sort of component to catch the airplane on its way down. Not so the people survive, but so that they can reuse the fuselage. Where every airline is just going to be Spirit Airlines from now on. Just like you get on and you hope. Again, I'm flying in April, and I know that like statistically I'm safe, but I still am not excited about it because now that's in your head. I don't know if anybody remembers flying like after 9/11. It was just that thought was in your head all the time. It's not like it kept happening. It's not like it happened to everybody, but you just think about that all the time. And that sucks. Like that's not a fun way to fly. That's not an enjoyable way to live. They got to do something about this FAA. I don't know what they're going to do about it. Maybe this will fix it. Maybe the problem in this country is that there's just all these rich pilots sitting in other countries with nothing to do, like multi-millionaire pilots, and that's probably why we need to bring in some multi-millionaire pilots. Is there a way that we could bring in multi-millionaire pilots from other countries? Trump's got a solution.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next,
it's dumb.
You say 2 weeks out?
It's never been done before because it's fucking dumb. This is the shit that you do when you are a new country, like you just started. And you're like, damn, there's no reason for anybody to come here. In fact, this happens. I get ads all the time during COVID. I don't see it much anymore. But I was always getting ads from like, come live in Muncie, Indiana. We'll give you $500. And you're like, what? Or like, and pay your relocation fees. Like, wait a minute. Why would Muncie, Indiana be running ads to pay me to move there? Oh, because nobody wants to live there. And like they had lost some industry, so they needed people to come in, and they needed people who didn't necessarily need a job, but people could move into Muncie, Indiana, who worked remotely, who could bring tax revenue. And they're like, well, if we bring these people in, we can increase the tax revenue. Is that the plan? That appears to be like Trump's plan now. A part of his plan to justify this massive tax cut that went through is he thinks he's going to sell green cards for $5 million and just call them gold cards. Yeah. That's insane. Like this is brain dead politics at its best. This is no different than the time I spend sitting around after a round of golf with my Republican friends, and they just say things like, dude, what if we just got rid of the fucking government? And it's like, it's fun. Like, it's fun to talk about. It's like, yeah, maybe we get rid of the government. And if you stop there, it's fine. If you're like, yeah, I don't need to pay taxes, you don't think about, oh, what about the roads that I drive on? What happens if me and my neighbor have a dispute? What if he tears down the fence in our backyard and he moves the fence 5 feet into my backyard? Well, if I don't have a government, how do I combat that? Do I have to kill him? Is it a duel? Is that the only way to do it? And then once you get there, it stops being fun. Trump's on the part where like it's fun. And that's where Republicans live. They just live at this part where like it's all surface level. It's all fun. Once you get past what he's talking about, how many people do you think have $5 million to buy this? And what is their impact going to be on the American economy? It's insignificant. Do you know how many people we would have to bring in just to replace, by the way, the income of people now who are losing their jobs, excuse me, the tax revenue from the people now who are losing their jobs. Because not like we cut jobs, but that means we also cut taxes. Like we cut tax revenues. All these federal employees, they pay taxes. So as we cut down that budget, yet we also cut tax revenue, which is fine. I would say that obviously the tax revenue is not going to be more than the wages that we cut, but there's just more, right? Into the local economy there in Washington, D.C., that's going to dry up. In Kansas City, that's going to dry up. What are you going to do with all these people? What's the plan? You replace them with people that have $5 million?